Hey, you made it. This is How to Pass NCLEX. And let me just say, I missed you this weekend. I really did. We have a lot to cover on this Monday. I got your NCLEX questions. I got all of your product information. And I got your Monday motivation because today is Monday. And I want you to start this year off, this week off with your goals of passing NCLEX. If it's your first time joining, my name is Regina Callion, and I am going to help you go over nursing priorities. Oh, this is going to be a great episode. We have a lot of good questions. And our Monday motivation topic, hi, I see you here, is don't make it permanent. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You don't want to make some things permanent in your life that don't belong permanent. So I also want to let you know that we are starting off the 30-day challenge. And if you have not joined it, don't worry, it's not too late, because when you commit to the 30-day challenge, it starts when you decide to sign up. So it's time to sign up for the 30-day challenge. If you are serious, go to remarnurse.com/30 days. And this is our NCLEX 30-day virtual challenge. So what I do during the 30 days is I give you every day the major points that you need to know in your virtual trainer. So it's like another, we're taking it to the next level if you are ready to do that. So sign up for the 30-day challenge, because like a lot of my NCLEX events, this one is free. So it costs you no money to say yes to your goals. Hey, if you are ready to also start the VT, there's a code there for you to get 20% off. 20% off. And the code is INVEST. It's INVEST. So when you're checking out, pop the code in and you will get a discount on top of an already great price. Here is the first question coming at you. It comes from my question bank, and I'm just going to give it to you. Here it is. A nurse in a skilled facility observes 4 new bruises on a female client's arms and back. Which intervention should the nurse implement first? Here they are. Okay. Number 1, check the client's medication record to see if an anticoagulant medication was given. 2, file an elder abuse report. 3, notify the client's family of the bruises before they arrive. 4, ask the client about the bruises. Or 5, notify the healthcare provider. Okay, now listen, this is not a select all that apply question. I just want one answer, okay? I just want one answer. And yes, this is from my question bank, where you can get an additional 1,200 questions. And it just starts at $29. You guys know I love making our products affordable for the nursing students in our lives. Hey, share this video if you are finished answering this question. Go ahead and smash that share button. Smash that subscribe button. I see it. And you know what? This is a situation where you come into new findings. When you find something new about your patient, what is the first thing that the nurse ought to do? I see a lot of 1s. I see a lot of 2s. I see some 4s, but there's only one answer that is right. And remember, guys, when we are faced with new presentations from NCLEX, something new happens to our patient, our first step as the nurse is to It is to assess. So the right answer is number 4. Go ahead and ask the client about the bruises. That is going to be the first and most direct way to investigate what has happened. And you guys, I'm going to read this to you because I took time to write it, so I want to read it. The nurse should ask the client how the bruises were received. The first step in the nursing process is assessment. The nurse should check the medication record for medications which may increase the risk of bleeding, but that client needs to be asked first. The nurse should notify the family, but it's after assessing the situation to get more information. Because you guys know that if you tell a daughter who may be a nurse that their mother has fallen, or their mother, you can't even say fallen because you don't know. But if you say, I came in, and your mom had 4 bruises on her arm or her leg or her back, they're going to ask you, well, how did she get the bruises? When did she get the bruises? Why wasn't anybody watching? Remember, you're on, you're in a skilled nursing facility, a nursing home. And so you definitely need to ask the client about the bruises. Okay. And so that was option number 4. Let me go back. That was option number 4. Ask the client about the bruises. Okay. All right. Now, let's go on to another question. I love the participation. Here is the next question. It is this. A nurse is caring for a client newly diagnosed with hepatitis A. The client is concerned about her children contracting the disease. Which of the following is the best response by the nurse? Which of the following is the best response by the nurse? Here we go. Number 1, hepatitis A is transmitted primarily through sexual contact. 2, hepatitis A is contracted through contact with infected body fluids. 3, hepatitis A can be contracted through kissing. Or 4, hepatitis A is contracted through fecal contamination of food and water. All right, this is the basics of infection control and safety. You have to know about transmitting a disease from person to person. And let me just say this right now, there are close to 200 nursing students studying. This is the biggest NCLEX review happening on the planet. I guarantee it right now at this moment. So congratulations, you are a part of it. You're taking your goals seriously, and I love to see it. The correct answer for this particular situation about hepatitis A is going to be number, you guys knew that. Hey, it is number 4. Hepatitis A is contracted through fecal contamination of food and water. Very good. Very, very good. I want to do a caveat. I want to push you guys a little bit deeper, and I want to ask you question 2B. Here's question 2B. It's a carry-on. Which organ is most affected by the viral form of hepatitis? All right. Is it going to be number 1, the liver, 2, small intestine, 3, kidneys, 4, brain? We are talking about hepatitis, and I asked you guys a question, but I'm asking you to dig a little deeper and demonstrate that you will not be fooled when it's time for you to take NCLEX. See the answers on the screen. Thank you. Yeah, so let David, Zoe, Karen, you guys got it. Absolutely. All right. Hepatitis, the virus, is one of several types of hepatitis viruses, hepatitis A, that can cause inflammation and affect the liver's ability to function. Shout out to Tamika, who will be spending her Valentine's Day. You'll be spending your Valentine's Day taking NCLEX, so that means you need to love your content. All right, here we go. Next question. You guys are digging in today. Number 3. Which nursing intervention is considered the most important for a client who recently had a myocardial infarction and is on modified bed rest? Number 1, turn, cough, and deep breathe exercises. 2, range of motion exercises. 3, regular diet. 4, bedside commode. Amazing, you guys. Come on in. I'm glad you showed up, because today is the day that you say yes to your nursing license again. Right? This is a daily process. Every day we die to our goals, and we become more and more committed. I see a lot of answers on the screen. You guys are going to give me some pushback on this. I know it, but it is simply because you have to remember, when you're taking your NCLEX, the most challenging, the most difficult part is, well, there's 2 parts. Number 1 is reading it appropriately. And number 2 is not reading too much into it. Don't read too much into it. The answer is right there. The correct answer to this one is number 4. Why is it number 4? Because It's number 4 because we're talking about an MI. We're talking about somebody with cardiac issues. We're talking about somebody that is on, what did I say? Modified bed rest. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? So bedside commode is going to be very important because we don't want to stress the patient. We don't want them to strain. And if we have a person on bed rest, that means they cannot get up to do anything. That means they have to use the bathroom in a bedside, in a bedpan. So we can allow them a proper, proper positioning to facilitate, right? To facilitate the action of going to the bathroom. And so that will reduce the cardiac stress and demands. I told y'all, reading is fundamental when it comes to NCLEX. And a lot of us will get questions wrong, not because we don't know the information, but because we have not read. Sometimes we go to NCLEX and we go there and we take our own test. We take our own test, the test in our mind, the test we want it to be, as opposed to the test that we're actually given. And so we need to slow down and we need to do what is in front of us. I'm moving on. Question number 4. Here we go. Which nursing intervention is most important when monitoring a client who had a pituitary gland removed 18 hours ago? Number 1, monitoring the client for a fever. 2, maintaining a patent IV access. 3, monitoring signs of increased intracranial pressure. Or 4, monitoring for decreased amounts of urine. I love these questions. I'm really challenging you guys today. I hope you are about the challenge. I hope you are about this challenge. I want to see the answers on the screen. Hey, congratulations, Natalie. I just took my calculations exam on my first day of nursing school and passed. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? You are in the right place. You are in the right place. Because here we're all about the studying. We're all about getting questions right. So what is the correct answer? Go ahead and give it a try. Even if it's your very first day of nursing school, there is no wrong answer here. There is only the opportunity to learn. So the correct answer here, we have a client with a issue. I want you guys to stop because I'm seeing too many wrong answers here. Now, okay. And I know I said there's no wrong answers, but there isn't. But I do want you guys to slow down and stop because I feel like y'all are just answering. I don't know. But let me go over this question again. Let's try it again. You have an opportunity to change your answer. Which intervention is most important when monitoring a client who had what? What did the client have done? They had a pituitary gland removed. Okay? They had it removed 18 hours ago. Change your answers now. All right. I see the answers coming in. I see more right ones this time. All right. The correct answer, guys, it is indeed going to be number 3. Okay. Think about where the pituitary gland is. Think about it where it is. All right. It was a tumor there. We had to open up the cranium in order to remove that tumor less than a day ago. Okay. So after this particular surgery, you are going to need to focus your attention to where that procedure took place. Did we get that? Did we understand that? Remember, the brain is extremely, we know the brain is right? It's a major organ, but it is protected. It is protected by what? You have hair, you have skin, you have a skull, you have fluid. And so I don't know if you guys have ever saw an autopsy, but during my clinical rotation, we had to spend a day with the coroner. And so when you think about what it takes to open up the cranium, you understand that it takes heavy tools. It takes a saw, right? You have to saw through those bones to get to the brain. And so if a person has had a procedure that has required entering into the cranium, right, you need to monitor for the stability of that area after that procedure is done. Okay. And so that is why number 3 is going to be more important. And I saw a lot of people. So this is a good question because a lot of you picked this. Hey, what about fever for infection? All right, because it is an invasive procedure. Absolutely. That is always that's always going to be a concern. Okay, that's always going to be a concern. But the thing about fever, because we're talking about fever related to infection, so think about the time element involved in that. How long does it take for a post-surgical fever to manifest because of an infectious process? Just in general, how long does it take for an infection to develop? You have to come in contact. It's like the chain of infection. You have to come in contact with this pathogen. It has to enter your body, and it has to grow to a level that overtakes or that produces an inflammation response. That's going to at least take 24, 48 hours, more likely 48 hours for infection and fever to come. So when we talk about priorities, infection is usually not at the top because we have airway, right? We have breathing, we have circulation. Increased intracranial pressure is a circulation issue. So it is not going to come before infection. It's not going to come before fever. All right. So good questions. Good questions. We really have to think about it. TJ says 72 hours. I can agree with that too. 72 hours for a fever, right? And so we have to be able to look at prioritization on all levels, because sometimes it's not just airway, breathing, circulation. Okay, in that order. So for those of you who picked number 1, which a lot of people did, fever is not going to come before ICP, especially after you know that the brain had been handled, had been cut, right? Maintaining a patent IV access, not the priority over increased intracranial pressure, not the priority. And then the urine, decreased amounts of urine output. It is important. It is important. You want to know about the patient's urine output. It can lead to dehydration. It can be a sign of shock, right? But again, we have to focus on what's most important. And so that is going to be increased intracranial pressure. And yeah, you're talking about decreased urine output as more likely a sign of shock and not directly resulted to the pituitary gland. Okay. All right. Good questions. If you love questions, if you love the challenge of them, you definitely can get questions inside the virtual trainer, but also the question bank as well has amazing questions. Because we have some nursing students with us, we have so many new students with us, and some of them are nursing students. I do want to just talk a little bit about the fundamentals of nursing, because we can always use the review. And so we are talking about the endocrine system here, just for a quick review. And the benefit and the purpose of the endocrine system is to make and secrete hormones. All right. And hormones have different functions in the body. They travel through the blood. Now, for some of my seasoned nurses, do you know which endocrine gland only comes up during pregnancy? Which endocrine gland only comes up during pregnancy? What is the name of that gland? What is the name of it? All right. Does anybody know? I'm waiting for the answer. teach somebody something. And that's what nursing is about. Nursing is about when you have knowledge, you are able to apply it and instruct others. And it all helps our community. Does anybody know it yet? Yay! Somebody know it. I'm gonna put it up. It is, wait, let me see. The placenta. Yes, so the placenta is actually an endocrine hormone. It's an endocrine gland that secretes hormones during pregnancy. And then when a woman is not pregnant, she doesn't have a placenta, so it goes away. It goes away. Well, the doctor actually takes it out. But that is the endocrine system. It's so beautiful, and it produces and secretes hormones. Good job. So here is a chart that you will want to review, and not necessarily going into a ton of detail, but you definitely want to know about the different glands. And so we did the pituitary gland question, and the question was essentially based on knowing the location of it. And so if you knew the location, if you knew where the pituitary gland was, you would be able to relate increased intracranial pressure and pick that as a priority. So here at ReMar Review, I am all about educating you guys in real time and reviewing in real time, because some of you are testing this month. Some of you are testing next month. Some of you are testing in June when you graduate, but this information is still going to be relevant, okay? So pituitary gland, we know it is responsible for the growth hormone, so it's going to regulate growth, and it also controls the functioning of other endocrine glands. The thyroid, right now, everybody touch your thyroid. Do you know where it is? The thyroid gland produces thyroxine, okay? And this is what controls your metabolism, okay? This is what controls your metabolism, and it also brings about balance and growth, okay? I saw this. This is such a lovely question. How often is this Monday motivation happening? Let me tell you. This Monday motivation happens every Monday for the last 6 years. All right. This is just a little thing we do here. So when you talk about thyroid issues and metabolism, if a person has a thyroid problem, you're going to see it in their weight. Yes, Shanita, the thyroid gland is in the weight, is in the neck. So if a person has hyperthyroidism, what does their weight look like? If the thyroid gland controls your weight, controls your metabolism, right? When you burn up calories, you have a fast metabolism, right? It's what we all want. So if somebody has too much thyroid hormone, then their weight is going to be very thin because they have a high metabolism. As if somebody who had hypothyroidism, their metabolism is slow. So when your metabolism is slow, what do you look like? Yeah, right? So this is why this is so important, to be able to have the knowledge to be able to see your patient. You should be able to see your patient just by reading their chart. All right. Parathyroid glands are next to the thyroids. They're next to them. They control calcium. So if a patient has their parathyroid glands removed, they will have a what kind of problem, right? And this is how you anticipate issues. This is what NCLEX wants you to do, guys. They want you to do this. They want you to say, all right, we know the adrenal glands sit on top of the kidneys, and they produce adrenaline. They also produce your cortisol. They help your body prepare for emergencies, right? So when you think about adrenaline, if you are online and you get that Bath and Body Works email that says candles are $5 today, your body is like, I got to go. I got to get these candles. And so that adrenaline starts rushing through your body. That's not a real emergency, but for somebody, they will get it, right? Or if you are, stung by a bee, you have adrenaline in your body because your body's like, okay, we just got attacked. We need to figure out how do we remain alive. And so adrenaline will do that. Cortisol will help you to do that. All right. As well. Let's see. Pancreas. We love the pancreas because the pancreas has insulin. All right. It controls our insulin storage and production. And so that controls the blood sugar glucose levels. Testes is a male endocrine gland, and it has the hormone testosterone. All right. So that controls the growth and development of the male reproductive system, as the ovaries have the female endocrine hormones, and that helps to support the female reproductive system. Okay. All right. And so again, these are quick facts that help you to answer questions well on your NCLEX exam. If you want more quick facts for NCLEX, you should check out Amazon. I got 5 stars for this book here, Quick Facts for NCLEX. You can also get it on remarnurse.com, but it's definitely the place to start. I will be doing questions and answers after our Monday motivation. Some of you will love this motivation. Some of you will love this motivation. Today's motivation topic is don't make it permanent. Don't make it permanent. And I love taking from my own personal stories in my own personal life to share with you guys. So on this week, understand that in life, there will be many experiences. Some will be good and some bad. Okay, some will be good and some will be bad. And so the idea is this: don't let the bad ones last longer than they need to. Okay, don't let the bad ones last longer than they need to. Negative experiences are temporary. Don't forget that. So when you're going through a bad time, they are just temporary. So examples: stress from nursing school. Oh my goodness. Stress from nursing school. You guys remember those days, those nights, that clinical experience? Am I the only one? Am I the only one who during nursing school, I didn't know how I was going to make it? When I had to get up at 3 a.m. to be at clinicals at 6 a.m., but I had to study before I went to clinicals, I did not think I was going to make it. Okay. Or when you look at your syllabus and the teacher says, read 10 chapters and be prepared for a quiz, but that's just one class. That's just one class. And then you got anatomy and physiology, and you got microbiology, and you have like what? Pharmacology. I didn't know if the Lord was on my side during those days. It was stressful. All right. You eat a piece of bread. Now, I know you see, you just eat a piece of bread, but it's the idea that once you eat something, you cannot uneat it. And so sometimes when we eat what we're not supposed to eat, we become hopeless because we think, oh, I can't go back and do that. I didn't abandon the diet. It's January 2nd. And I was supposed to eat right all year long. And here, January 2nd, doggone it, the next day, I didn't fail my diet. And so it's a stressful situation. You decide to break up with a partner, and you have to go through the loss of, oh my goodness, somebody I really liked, I have to cut loose because they weren't healthy for me mentally. They weren't treating me right. I didn't have any benefit from being with them. And that could be a romantic partner, a friend, a job, whatever. You have to break up with this thing. It's temporary, but it's a stressful, bad experience. Failing NCLEX, my goodness. Some of us know exactly what that pain is like. Some of us know exactly what that pain is like, of failing something that you really worked hard for. Okay, that you really worked hard for, and understanding that it is something that you will have to understand. There will be a time for you to choose to get over it, or a time for you to choose to get comfortable with it. All right. And so if that is you this year, if you are in a situation that is stressful, negative, if you are dealing with something from your past that is preventing you from moving on, I want to tell you this. It's Psalms 30, verse 5. It says this: for his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Right. It says weeping may stay for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And so I want you to meditate on those words. But the idea for you today is this: never turn a temporary situation into a permanent decision. Let me say that again. Never turn a temporary situation, whether it is thinking that you can't get through a difficult time, thinking that you can't redeem your health, thinking that you can't get over this partner or this relationship or this job or this experience, right? Or you can't get over the devastation of failing NCLEX. And so what you do is you make that thing permanent in your life. You decide that because this thing has happened to me, I have no hope. Because I am struggling, I've fallen down, I can't get up. But the Bible says that a righteous man falls down, but what does he choose to do? He chooses to get back up again. And so our motivation for today is this. Our motivation for today is this, that we may be going through a hard time this week. We may be going through difficulty. We may be suffering even loss, some of us, but joy comes in the morning. So there will be a time where we can celebrate our overcoming of that thing. And we can also celebrate our decision to have hope for the future. And so our hope here is that you are committed to the process of studying and passing your NCLEX, right? I like that. Always think positive, because as long as you have hope, you have a future that you can enjoy. And as long as you have hope, you have opportunity, right? To do better, to do different. And so that is my motivation for you on this Monday. It is served. It is served. Hey, if you want to study with me more, go ahead and get into the #1 training center to help you get your nursing license in 4 to 6 weeks. All right. And so in the virtual trainer, I have there for you the content, the questions, the daily study calendar. And you can also join the 30-day challenge that starts when you start. If you want to use the code is INVEST. All right. So now I like to do something where I just hang out with you guys for just a little bit and I take some questions. And so here's the first question that I see. It is this: Regina, I have a question. Okay. What can you advise for, like, I studied a content for a while, focus on it and finished it, and then jump into another content, then forget the previous content I studied. Yeah, I got you. So essentially you are not consistent. I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys today. You're not consistent, and what is happening is you're delaying the goal you need to get to in order to take the test. Because you guys know that if you study for a little bit and then you don't come back to it for 3 or 4 days, then you will forget. There's no mystery about what's happening to you. So I would suggest that you get a daily study calendar like the one I provide in the VT. And you stick to that calendar. So you line it up with your schedule, because you know that you're off 2 days a week or 3 days a week, and get that studying in there. Also, don't be distracted by distractions. And you know in your life that there are some things that right now take away too much time from you, right? And so if it's social media, if you on Instagram, if you on TikTok, if you're on Facebook too much, understand that during that time, you are paying Facebook, okay? And you're not paying yourself. And you always want to pay yourself first. So put your energy, put your focus onto things that will be fruitful in your own life. Because every minute that you're on Facebook, they're getting paid for you being on Facebook. But are you getting paid? Think about that. All right. What else? Somebody says, I want to do the 30-day challenge, but I missed out on the first 4 days. No worries. So the 30-day challenge meets you where you are. I'm on day 6 today, but if you start today, you'll be on day 1. That's cool. You're still going to get the same information for the next 30 days. And what is even better is that if you are actually doing the virtual trainer during that time, you are going to be able to see, hey, after I studied today, do I know what I'm supposed to know? So it's just an additional benefit for you. Don't let it stop you, because we're under the first 10 days and there are rest days included. So you may be able to catch up with me. Okay. All right. Unless it's on Facebook with you. Exactly. Do we have a 2-week calendar? We don't have a 2-week calendar. You can make my 6-week calendar into a 4-week calendar. Now, have people done the virtual trainer in 2 days? Absolutely. In 2 weeks, they have. And what they do is they don't take any rest days. They just go through it, do multiple sections a day. I don't suggest it, but you guys know your time. You guys know how you love to learn. And so you get it how you live it. That's how I say. All right. Leah says this. She says this. Should I take my exam right after the 30-day challenge, or should I do questions? Okay. So the 30-day challenge is going to go over these 2 books. So if you have the virtual trainer workbook, and if you have this book here, the 30-day challenge is going to go over these 2 books. Don't mind my book. This book has been with me everywhere. But it's going to go over these 2 books. If you still want to do practice questions after that, or even during the 30-day challenge, you can get the question bank. It is only $29. So if you want to add questions, like if you want to do 10 questions a day or 5 questions a day, do whatever makes you more comfortable and confident. Do you have to do it? No, but I know how you guys love your questions. And so that's why we have the question bank. So the question is, do I just need to log on to ReMar to get the 30-day challenge? No, it actually comes directly to your email. So the email that you use to sign up for the 30-day challenge, let me see if I can find that slide. So you guys can write this down if you want to. So if you go to remarnurse.com/30 days, 30 days, and you sign up for it with that email, then you will be able to get those emails delivered right to you. Okay. All right. Question is this. I'm trying to get to them. Sorry if I missed guys' questions. I have a question. I will take my exam on June this year. I'm so stressful about this exam. What would you expect? What would you suggest? Hi there. I'm so glad you asked that question. I would say this. Taking NCLEX is not, it's not a mystery to us. Okay. So there are some things that you automatically control. You automatically control when you're going to take this test and the time you're going to take it. So that's number 1, right? So it's no mystery. It's not just like it comes out like a monster, like, oh, it's NCLEX. No, you know when you're going to take it. So that means do what you need to do to prepare for it. Thousands of people have already, millions of people have already passed this test. Are they different from you? No, they're not. So that means you can pass it too, right? And if you need hundreds of videos about people who have already passed it, go ahead and look at our testimonials on the YouTube page, because there's hundreds of people that already passed this test. So I would say that prepare for it so that you're not caught off guard. This is a test that is by the book. So if you study the information, you can pass it. Start with the 30-day challenge too, because it's free. Okay. It is free. Can I purchase the question bank only? Yes, you can purchase the question bank only. Just go to remarnurse.com, and under products, you'll find the question bank there. Okay. And what time is Monday motivation? So Monday motivation is every Monday at noon. We're going to do it every Monday at noon. Yes. Make sure you subscribe to, thanks, Mark. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Or make sure you like our Facebook page. So even if you're not available at noon, you still know that it has happened and you can go back and watch. What else? I'm putting the link for the question bank in here. I'm putting the link for 30 days in here so you guys can sign up. Okay. And that's it. Someone says, what else? Okay, good questions, guys. All right. So I will be back on next week. I will be doing the 30-day challenge again live tonight on Facebook as well. So at 8 p.m., I will be going live. You can find it on Facebook or YouTube to do the 30-day challenge with me. And okay, is it possible to send the entire VT calendar? No, I cannot send the entire VT calendar. It is in the file vault of the virtual trainer. If you don't have the virtual trainer and you want to try it out, we do have a free 3-day trial of the virtual trainer. And so you can try out the virtual trainer, you can watch lectures, you can answer practice questions, and you can see if it's really right for you. So I would suggest, if you're kind of wondering what my virtual trainer is like, to do the trial version of the virtual trainer. All right. And let's see. How many hours would you recommend studying daily? So if you look at the study calendar that I provide, I don't have you studying more than 3 hours a day. So if you are going to start studying at 8, think about in the next 2-3 hours resting. All right. Because what happens is the longer you study, the less you remember. And that's why I try to keep my study sessions with you guys really short and really impactful so that you can process all you have learned. Studying longer does not mean you're going to be prepared faster. It's actually the opposite. All right. NCLEX is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So prepare yourself by giving enough time to actually include rest days, include breaks. Okay. Black Friday, all my events, 7 days events. So I do a lot of events throughout the entire year. So it's best to just subscribe and to follow me in real time, because those events don't stay up all the time. All right. But I do have some amazing events planned for you this year. And again, I do go live. Yes, this is a live video. Every Monday I go live. All right. Okay. My books. So your books are going to be coming soon. We had hundreds of nurses sign up during our last event for their virtual trainer. And so we're shipping them out. We actually have people always ask, hey, Regina, where's my book? We actually have a company that loves and takes care of you guys. And so they ship the books out for you. So we will be sending all of those orders out as soon as possible. Okay. All right. Yes. So the 30-day challenge is every day. It's every day for the next 30 days. And we are on day number 6. How can I find the virtual trainer? What's your name on Facebook for the live? Okay. So you can find the virtual trainer by just going to remarnurse.com. That is the quickest way to get these 2 books. And people ask me all the time. So when you get the virtual trainer, you're going to get a student workbook that will be like this. And there will be a topic at the top of it. And you will watch my lectures and you will fill in the workbook. And also there will be lots of practice exams and homework. People always ask me about the homework and the practice exams. It is a part of my program. You cannot just watch the videos or just click and choose. Like, this program is definitely ordered for your success. And so we go over things like clinical math, which is mostly the things the students struggle with. They ask me to teach multiple times. I put it in a course so that you guys don't have to guess what's on the test plan. All right. So this is the workbook that you will get. People ask me all the time, can I just get the workbook? And this is what it looks like when you fill it out. So everybody's workbook typically looks like this. And so I was studying this section. And so this is my sloppy notes and my sloppy handwriting for that section. All right. But yeah, we go over all of the topics that you guys love and need to have. Okay. All right. So is it. And I have one. This is the practical nurse one. We also have one for registered nurses as well. And then as part of the virtual trainer, some of you guys already have this book too, but this is quick facts. And this is a clean version. I don't think I have any notes in here. But you get the question and answer book with this program too. And if you don't have the virtual trainer, this will tell you a little bit about it if you need it. And another thing about quick facts that nursing students really love, the 5-star version does have your clinical lab section. So these are all the topics clinically that you need to know. All right. So some of the topics here are that you want to know: providing denture care, removing contact lenses, changing a battery for a hearing aid, using a cooling blanket. So these are the skills that you want to know for the exam. Okay, guys. And then, of course, in the back of Quick Facts is also our beloved pharmacology section. So you got to know the top drugs as well. Shanita says, I have exactly several notes written in this book. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, there's no way. And this is actually, like I said, a clean version of Quick Facts that I have, because there's some versions that you wouldn't even be able to read. Okay, so this is it. So somebody says, how can I? So when you get, so you can get this book by itself. You cannot just get this book because it actually comes with the program. So you'll have this book and then this book, or you'll just have this book. Okay. All right. How long? Okay. So yes, what's my Facebook name? So the Facebook name is ReMar for NCLEX. For those of you that want to join tonight, it's ReMar for NCLEX, or just how you're watching on Facebook now, you can find me. And YouTubers, just like you're watching now, we will come on live again tonight. Okay, guys. So that is it. That is it. I graduate in May. When should I start the VT? So if you're a senior nursing student, final question, I promise. If you are a senior nursing student, the virtual trainer can be used as soon or as early as you would like to integrate it into your nursing knowledge. I have nursing students that are using the virtual trainer before nursing school because they want to get a jump start. I have nursing students in their senior year who also appreciate the information in the virtual trainer because it will be on their exit exams. So however you want to prepare yourself, it's up to you. Now, I'll say this, if you got a ton of stuff already going on in nursing school, you certainly don't need to add another thing to study. So when you graduate, after you graduate, make this your gift to yourself, or ask your parents or your family or friends, buy me the virtual trainer. You'll be graduating when I do ReMar Nurse University. I typically do that in May, end of June. So we'll be studying together as well. So it's up to you. It's up to you. I'm going to be here when you are ready. But the virtual trainer is a challenge. It's a challenge. All right. Okay, guys, I am going to get out of here. We have the challenge coming up tonight, 8 o'clock. I got to get ready for it. And I can't wait to see you guys. Remember, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So don't make temporary situations into permanent decisions. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Have a nice night, guys. You can, you will, and you must pass NCLEX. Go ahead and get into the 30-day challenge. It starts today.